Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Hey, Cole, good morning. Thanks for doing this. Uh, just curious how your body and how just your focus, your psyche is handling the extended minutes. I think you've played 30 plus minutes in a bunch of recent games.
Man, my body's actually holding up very well. I've been doing everything I can to help me play these extended minutes, whether that's coming in for extra recovery, getting these recovery lifts in, just doing whatever I can to take care of my body. So I mean that it really has not been bad. Honestly, last year in college, I think it was way worse with the practices. You might not play as many games, but them 2-3 hour practices I feel would make my body feel worse in these games. So I mean, just it really has not been that bad.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
I'm sorry, I meant to throw that in too. I also enjoy the extended minutes, so can't complain about those.
Cole, with the jam-packed schedule, how nice was it to have 2 days in between games, both from a rest and recovery standpoint on Wednesday, but then also to have the practice time yesterday and shoot around time today to focus on some of the things that you as a team need to improve on and work on some different sets.
I mean, yeah, as you said, I think we had these 2 days off. I think this is the first time we've had 2 days off since, man, how long has it been? What? A good month. So I mean, I think that's definitely beneficial to everyone on the team. Gives everyone a chance to refocus and just reprioritize what is important to this team. So I think we're on a good mental headspace right now. We had a really good practice yesterday, as Bake mentioned earlier. So I mean, I'm also, we got Frank coming in too. Another dude can really help us. So I'm excited and I'm just ready to go get a win.
Christos Salta, Sport DNA.
Hello, Cole. Through the 22 games of the season so far, what aspects of your game you would like to improve, and how you evaluate your presence so far in the team?
On a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd probably give myself like a 3.5, 4. I mean, I think I've definitely been learning out there, and I think I'm just been getting more and more comfortable every single game. And in terms of what I'd like to improve on, just every single aspect, I'd like to become a better defender, be a better teammate, score the ball more efficiently, and just really just improve upon everything. So I mean, I want to continue to learn and continue to get better.
Rob Parks, 48minutes.com.
Cole, how you doing, man? I've been following you since high school, man. I know you work with Chris Brinkley. I follow Chris on IG. I know he's been instrumental. Just speak about how instrumental he's been to your success, and then how is that translating over to your NBA career so far?
This is good. He really knows the game of basketball. So to have another person who just understands and appreciates the game for what it is always big. So I mean, obviously I have my dad. Obviously to have him is just equally as helpful. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to him. I'm gonna give a big shout out to my man Book Richardson, another dude I worked out with in New York. Great dude, like an uncle to me, and just another dude who really understands the game of basketball. So just to have all those different perspectives can just never be a bad thing.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cool. You're kind of heading into another one of these unique sets where you'll be playing the same team on back-to-back nights at the same location. After going through a few of those so far, what are some of your takeaways from these type of setups, and what do you have to do to prepare for this type of situation?
Well, first things first, I didn't know that the NBA, I don't know if it's just a this year thing, but I didn't know the NBA does these back-to-backs. I really thought that was just a 2K thing. I remember my player, they used to have these back-to-back games. I'm like, yo, the NBA does. I'm thinking like, there's no way the NBA does this. But after getting to the league and realizing that it's very real, it's different. I mean, I mean, college, high school, you never really playing the same team back-to-back. So this is definitely a change of pace. But for us this year, I think we played in 2 back-to-back games on this year. I think we've won all 4 of those. So I mean, I think that's a good sign going into this game. Just looking at the trend from this year, I mean, those account for 4 of our 8 wins this year. So I mean, this isn't a bad thing going into tomorrow night to have that track record behind us. So I mean, I think everyone's motivated. And I once again, I think this team is hungry for a win.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Cole, now that you're more than a quarter of the way through the season, I'm curious, what were the bits of advice before training camp that you received that turned out to be the most useful bits of advice?
Let's see. Um, let's see. I'd probably have to say to it's probably for my dad. I mean, that's kind of usual. It's just to do who's I talk to the most, who kind of just has been through all this before, is just to really just continue to take care of your body, and just whenever you can, whether it's getting that extra rehab, extra recovery, just be on that, just because it is a long, grueling season. I mean, we're not even I think after these two games, we'll be exactly a third through the season. So it's definitely a long season, because this already has felt like a full. This is almost. I think about it like this. This is as many games as I played last year as Carolina in almost a year. So I mean, it's crazy to think about it like that, and it's only been like almost, I think, maybe 2 months, 2.5 months. So it's crazy how fast we've gone through these games. So just really just to take advantage of all the recovery I can, and just treat my body like a temple.
Christos Saltis, Sport DNA.
Cole, Jonathan Isaac is out, Markel Fultz is out, Aaron Gordon will miss 4 or 6 weeks. How responsible you feel to make a step up and be more leader on the court?
Yeah, I mean, I think even when those guys are here, I still want to be a guy who speaks up, a voice on the team, and just a good teammate. So I mean, even if those guys were here, I still don't think I changed what I'm doing now. But in terms of while those guys are out, I definitely got to pick up some of the play. I mean, got to score a little bit more, pass a little more, rebound, defend, just because we have a few less bodies, especially a few less capable bodies. So I mean, it definitely sucks having those guys out, but I mean, we're gonna do what we can while they're out.
Okay, we have time for just a couple more. Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Morning, Cole. In the time that you've been here, I'm sure you've had a chance to be exposed to a lot of the work that the team and the organization does in terms of social justice, racial injustice. Just what are your impressions on how the team approaches all that work, and what are some things that people can really take away from this Black History Month in particular, just based on what's happened in recent years?
Well, I mean, I come from a background. My family, my mom, stepdad are extremely passionate about just the whole Black Lives Matter movement as a whole. So I mean, and it's really, I know it seems to have really like been projected to social media recently, but it's something that's been happening for years now. It's just social media is just now blasting it out there. So I mean, just to have be an organization like Orlando, where we have Coach Clifford, who is extremely passionate about the movement just from day one. It's something that he's raised in his voice about, has talked about. So it's really awesome to have a coach like that pretty much for whatever we believe in will back us. And I think just being that the majority of the team is Black here, I think we all support and back that movement. So I mean, just it's awesome to be in a culture like this, because I mean, you've seen in other sports and other teams that the culture is not always like this. Just we've seen that in the past. So just it's a blessing to be in a situation like this.
Okay, a final question. Anybody from Cole? Christos Saltis.
Cole, how you expect to face? How excited you are to face Kobe White tonight?
Oh, Kobe. I'm definitely excited to play against him. I mean, we were actually, I know we both went to Carolina, but we played in the same USA basketball team too. So definitely excited to play against him. It's going to be a fun matchup.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Cole.